Welcome viewers. Today we will be looking at how to simplify the following factorial expression. We will be simplifying this particular factorial expression, which has 2n plus 3 all enclosed in a bracket factorial divided by 2n plus 2 all enclosed in a bracket factorial. So we will be simplifying this factorial expression. So let's do a quick recap of factorial. So we have 5 factorial, which is simply 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. You notice that we started with 5, since it's 5 factorial, and then we ended with 1. What we did is one number less, one number less, one number less until we got to 1. So that's why we had 5 and then 4 and then 3 and then 2 and then 1. Also, we can notice that 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, that is starting with 4 and ending with 1, is also 4 factorial. Therefore, we can also express 5 factorial as 5 times 4 factorial. In fact, if we want to express it further, we can also say it is also the same as 5 times 4 times 3 factorial. So let's just leave it at 5 factorial is equals to 5 times 4 factorial for now. Now, if we look at n factorial is the same as n, and then we go one number less, which is n minus 1, and n minus 1 we go one number less, n minus 2, all the way until we get to 1. Remember, started with 1 with n, started with n, and then ended with 1. And then in between, we go one number less the previous. Also, this implies that n factorial can also be expressed as n times n minus 1 factorial, because n minus 1 starting and ending with 1 is also n minus 1 factorial. So we're saying that n factorial is equals to n times n minus 1 factorial. Now let's look at the question of the day. And we are meant to simplify the above expression. Now you know what we have at the top is called the numerator, and then the values we have at the bottom is called the denominator. Now let's simply look at the numerator and see how we can re-express that value. So we have 2n plus 3, everything enclosed in the brackets, and factorial is equals to what? So we start with 2n plus 3, and then we multiply it by a value one number less than that. So you have 2n plus 3 and you subtract 1. So you're still left with 2n plus 2. So you have, we started here, 2n plus 3 minus 1. And that's equals to 2n plus 2. So that's why we start with 2n plus 3, and then we have the next number we're multiplying is less than it by 1. And that's how we got 2n plus 2. And then we keep multiplying. The next value will be 2n plus 1. and then we keep multiplying all the way until we get to 1. So what we have simply done is to express 2n plus 3 all factorial, and we have it as 2n plus 3, everything closed in brackets, times 2n plus 2 enclosed in the bracket, and times 2n plus 1 all the way up to 1. But we can rearrange or re-express this as 2n plus 3 times 2n plus 2 factorial. Remember, if you look above, if you start from this 2n plus 2 all the way to 1 is the same as 2n plus 2 factorial. That is, when you multiply 2n plus 2, you start with it and multiply it all the way to 1 is the same as 2n plus 2 factorial. So what we have simply done is express 2n plus 3 factorial as 2n plus 3 times 2n plus 1 times 2n plus 2 factorial. I come again. We have expressed 2n plus 3 factorial as 2n plus 3 times 2n plus 2 factorial. So let's simplify further. 2n plus 3 factorial divided by 2n plus 2 factorial. So all we'll simply do is to express the numerator as we have simplified further before. Remember, we said that the numerator, that is 2n plus 3 all factorial, is now 2n plus 3 times 2n plus 2 factorial. And now we are dividing it by 2n plus 2 factorial. That is, we're bringing in this denominator. So you can see that 2n plus 2 factorial at the denominator. There is also 2n plus 2 factorial at the numerator. So they will simply cancel out. And that was actually the whole objective. The whole objective was to have some similarity so that there can be some simplification and they will cancel out. So if you cancel out 2n plus 2 factorial here, 1, and then 2n plus 2 all factorial at the bottom cancels out. So the 2n plus 2 factorial at the top cancels out the 2n plus 2 factorial at the base. So we're simply left with 2n plus 3, and that is the answer. So we have further simplified the factorial expression, and our simplification has resulted into a value 2n plus 3. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly subscribe, like, and share.